Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to Unraveling the Darkness tonight. We have David Alcorn from Clearwater, Florida. We're going to talk to him about his years in the paranormal field and a couple places that he has access to down there, the Plumb House and South Ward Elementary, and see what they have popping off there at those locations. Jason is out of town this week, so we do have a special guest host, and we're excited to bring her on tonight. All right, everyone. I am excited for tonight's show. We have David Alcorns from Florida. We're going to talk about some of the location he has. As I mentioned in the intro, Jason will not be joining us tonight. He is on a vacation and going to do an investigation at a very well-known place. I don't want to give it away. Let him talk about that when he comes back. But we do have a friend of the show that I reached out to see if she wanted to come on and co-host. So Tay from Tay's Paranormal Adventure, thanks for coming on.
Yes, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be back.
Yes, as we see, you're bobbing around there. What's going on?
I'm currently on the road from Texas. We're going to Virginia to stay at Cabin 360. We got invited. And then after that, we're driving down to North Carolina to attend Booze on the Battleship 2. So it's going to be a very busy weekend. And yeah, we're on the road right now. So why not?
And before the show, we were talking, you've been driving for about 9 or 10 hours today, and then probably have that much time tomorrow as well, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's we're on our last hour. Spent most of that time getting out of Texas. And tomorrow we'll just wake up and do the same thing. But we get to go straight to the investigation tomorrow. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, get to throw one in before you head to Booze on the Battleship then, right?
Yes, yeah. A surprise one. It was, we were just invited last minute. I was like, you know what? Heck yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Virginia.
Did you have to leave a little earlier than you expected you were leaving?
No, actually. It was just going to be like a 12-hour drive split in 2 days. Now it's a 20-hour drive split in 2 days, but whatever.
Oh, the things we do for investigations, right?
Literally, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know it was kind of last minute. This morning I threw that message over. I was like, hey, you want to come host? And you were all for it, you know. And I'm glad we were able to make it work while you're riding there.
Yeah, I'm not driving things.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
Yeah. No.
So our guest tonight is David Alcorns. He's from Florida, has access through the historic district to a couple of cool places. We were talking to him before the show. I saw a picture of this school that he gets to investigate, and it looks like it's a cool building from the outside. Went and checked out the Plumb House page, and wow, that house is amazing looking.
Yeah, I looked at it too.
Yeah, so let's not waste any more time and bring him on in. Hey, David, how are you?
Great. How about you guys?
Doing good.
Doing good.
So I threw it out because I wasn't going to have a show this week. Jason's gone. I'm like, it'll give us a break. We've been doing this every week since October. We've had one guest, one repeat guest. And she was pretty amazed that she was it. And it happens to be Tay. And now she gets the guest host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't leave each other alone.
So, David, let's start with interest in the paranormal. What got you interested in the paranormal?
All right. So I work for the Pinellas County School Board down in Pinellas County, Florida. And I'm a maintenance supervisor. So I'm the one that opens up the doors in the morning. And so I got a new job at a school, and I started just opening the doors, and things started happening, sounds and bangs, and all of a sudden a couple lights would come on and off, and you'd hear doors shutting, and I'm thinking I'm going crazy. What in the world's going on? Well, then I started kind of researching it, and come to find out, there was all kinds of weird things happening, and it was paranormal. So I started that about 24 years ago, 25 years ago.
Wow.
We've had we're in Cheyenne, Wyoming here, and we have had people tell us, my wife happens to work for the school district as well here. Hey, we heard this school is haunted. We heard this school is haunted. It kind of surprises me about schools.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing to think of is we have 500 kids. So that's 500 kids that go down that one hallway once. So during the day, they go down the hallway 3, 4, 5 times. I mean, that's 3,000 kids going down that hallway daily, and it's just the energy and what they bring from home. Sometimes people don't live in the best of homes, and just to have that come in, I think a lot of that energy and just things, I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, you hear stories about maybe a custodian or a principal who may have loved the job that they were doing, and they just decided that that's where they want to be.
I pray that I'm never stuck there.
I know. It's like you're going to work. You go to work your whole life, right? And then you retire, like, okay, finally, I can do everything I want to do. And next thing you know, you're stuck back in the school, and you're like, hey, what happened?
Hopefully you get a choice. Yeah.
Oh, so have you investigated some of these schools over these years?
So one of probably somebody's going to see this from my school, so I'm going to say no. I've never investigated my school.
That is a great answer. That's the answer we give too. Because no, we have never ever investigated a school here.
So Southport Elementary School, that's the one we have access to. When I was working, we actually worked to shut that school down. So I was lucky enough to see it as an active building with the kids and serving and all that stuff. Then when it shut down, we were moving all the furniture out of there, and the school closed down because of structure and stuff like that. It's just old, it's an old school. It has wood floors, and the wood floors, termites and stuff like that. So it just wasn't sound to be a school anymore. So they shut it down, and I kind of stayed with the whole school thing. And then the museum took over, and I became a volunteer. And so I stayed with the school, and we investigated it many times. And it's a pretty active building.
What are some of the things that you're getting out of there?
Oh, I mean, pretty much everything, cat balls go off, flashlights. I don't know how you guys are with the SLS cameras, but we use those, and a lot of stick figures, climbing the roof and climbing the walls. I mean, it's pretty crazy, pretty weird.
Wow.
We have a lot of videos on our page, but I mean, just EVPs, crazy EVPs, and most of them are kids. We're getting a lot of the kids. Yeah. And it's kind of sad because most of the kids that we're getting range from 5 years old to about 18, 19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they like intelligent responses or like residual? Okay. So they're wow.
Yeah, they know who you are, I mean, like when we do a spirit box in there, you wouldn't believe how many times the name David comes up. And Donna's part of my group, so her name comes up quite a bit. I think she's making comments over there. And we've also had a friend named Chris Cherry. He's come up many a times. So
yeah, completely gone. I'm sure she'll be back in. So you're
pretty active building. It's pretty neat.
And how old is that building?
Ooh, I want to say it was 1900 something. I think it's 1906. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have a cheat sheet, but I didn't have it with me. There she is.
Hey,
Sorry.
you're back.
I was trying to look at the comments, so that was my fault. Sorry.
It's okay. The perils of live. We're good.
Yeah.
It scared us because you just dumped. I mean, it was just
I was trying to look at the comments. I guess I clicked the leave button. My bad. It's
Like,
tiny.
I thought she was closer to Nashville for better service.
I know.
I am. We're super close. I'm back. It's my fault.
So roughly 1906, so about
Yeah.
126 years, 126 years. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's an old building.
And how long have you been investigating that building?
I would say about four years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're getting to know you, and you get the names and you get the stuff like that where it's all intelligent towards you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some that I think is just it's just happening all the time, meaning like it's rewinding itself and just keeps doing that. But there's a lot of them that will respond to you. Like one of the former principals, when I say her name, she'll come right up and she'll start communicating with you.
Wow, that's cool.
Okay, so Donna said 1873 was the original elementary. Yeah. There you go.
Wow, that's cool. I talk about it quite a bit because you guys are over on that coast, where 1800s is. If you get up into like Boston, that 1600s is nothing really. There's old graves from 1600s to where we're out here in the West where we're still pretty young. People move to California, but still coming into like Wyoming, our graves are like mid 1800s. And so the history that you get over on the coast compared to us is pretty cool.
Yes, I don't think that I've ever seen anything 1700s.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I know.
Yeah, in Florida, you don't really have that age. And
Okay.
the closest thing that we have is St. Augustine, and they have the oldest fort. That might be I think that's pretty old. That might be 1600s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So
Have you been over there to investigate anything in St. Augustine?
So my daughter goes to Flagler College, 4 years. So she graduates this year. So we've investigated a lot over in St. Augustine because obviously we have to go for parent weekend and all that stuff. And anytime I go, I have to stay in a haunted bed and breakfast in an Airbnb.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't just go and stay at the Holiday Inn, even though that's probably more haunted than anything at all that we were in. But
you could probably walk down the street there and investigate and get answers, honestly.
Yeah, because they've got some cool cemeteries. And I mean, it's just a wrought iron gate. And so many people take pictures and they get figures in the pictures and stuff like that. And it's like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. One of our regular watchers and has also been on the show, Paranormal Triage, is saying that it's very hard to find anything before the 1800s in California.
Yeah, so, I can imagine.
I would think that we're probably close to that same time frame that they're getting.
Yeah.
So
speaking of California, one of the places that I investigated was Alcatraz. We flew into San Francisco and we went out to Alcatraz over in the evening, and then they let you go into the jail like overnight, and that's what we did. Yeah, it was a pretty neat. That was kind of early though into my investigating, so I think I only had a K2. Yeah, I had a K2, and I think it's even before cat balls were really going crazy. So
how was that to be there overnight? Like pretty eerie, or?
Yeah, it's very eerie. They let you go into the cells if you want, and then they'll shut the doors all at one time, so you get a good feel of it. It's so loud, but one thing about Alcatraz, no air conditioning, no heat. Even when it was a jail, they didn't have any heat, no air, and they just opened up the windows and you just enjoyed the sea breeze.
I guess there's worse place to be then, right? I mean, at
Yeah.
least you're getting some fresh air and that ocean mist and that smell and all the stuff, right?
All you do is just smell those the seagull poop. I swear that old skunk. It's horrible.
Okay, so maybe it's not as good as I would expect it to be. Oh, so you have the South Ward Elementary, but then you also have access to the Plumb House. I just kind of went and looked at the Plumb House page. What a beautiful building!
Yes, it's very beautiful. We have pictures of when we first got there, and it was pretty run down. It looked bad, and the Clearwater Historical Museum has done great things to bring it back and renovate it. And it's like inside, it's got the original floors in it. So when you're
Wow.
walking on it, it's got 100-year-old floors.
Wow.
It's got some very, very, very old wallpaper, and it's still in excellent condition. I mean, the house was taken care of. It's very beautiful.
And what are some of the things you're catching in there?
Now, between the school and the house, there's two different feels. The school is more kids and
Mhm.
kind of like that revolving door, if you would, or like a train station where they're just constantly getting on and off and changing, and you could have Johnny this week and Johnny's not going to be there next week. But the Plumb House was a family owned for years and years and years, and so that's what you feel is the family in that house.
Wow.
Yeah. There are a couple different spirits that have nothing to do with the house, but it's because the house sits in the middle of a park.
Oh,
So who knows what happened to the park? The house was moved in 1982 from its original location too. They put it on a truck and moved it to this location about 6-7 miles away from its original location.
so that then goes to the theory of they actually stay with the house and not at the location site, right?
Correct.
And then the park has been there, who knows how long and what happened there. And now you have those spirits now that are becoming part of the house story, right?
Correct.
Now, can you separate those when you're investigating? Can you really tell if you're getting something from outside or from the family in the house?
Meaning what? I'm sorry. Like
The spirits that you're contacting, are you able to tell the ones that you're talking to that are connected to the house and the ones that are more connected to the park or outside of the building?
yes and no. Most of the time we just ask, am I talking to one of the Plum family? Am I talking to somebody else? The flashlight will come on. Yes, you're talking to somebody else. And then we have a collection of names that we run through, just like anybody else. So we'll go run through those names, and sometimes the flashlight will come on, and then I'll go a few more names and then come back to that name. And so, like, you're talking to George that night, and that's who you're going to get. You might be talking to Robert. Both of those have never been in that house. They have nothing to do with that house at all. And then you ask them, and they don't really clearly, you can't ever clearly get where you're from.
Hmm.
But the EVPs in that house are something else. I mean, there's nights when you'll walk away with 30 to 40 EVPs. No lie.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And then they're talking full sentences. They're talking like, if you're talking like I'm doing now, they'll talk over you. Like, you hear them, you'll be talking, and then all of a sudden you hear a woman's voice, and I'm like, oh, I was the only one there. I mean, there's walking upstairs. Like, when you're downstairs, you'll hear walking upstairs. We get knocks. 4 different times there's been shadows seen in the house. I have a video that I just recently put out just to ask people's opinion. You see a picture of a hand in a window, and there's a lady standing there, but the hand starts to move before she ever even moves. But most everybody thinks that it's her reflection, her arm and her hand. But I disagree. But it's it
Uh-oh.
Nope.
It's not me this time.
No. So he's obviously locked up, but to catch that many EVPs at a building, I
And
mean,
intelligent ones that are responding in full sentences. That's insane. Yeah.
right. You're seeing, I mean, most time we're lucky if we catch 2 or 3 and they're clear and you can actually make them out, right?
Yeah. Not a whisper of a word.
Well, and
And
you've probably,
names.
oh,
and
there you go.
you've probably been going to that location for a while to be able to even get them to talk to you like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes, but we have almost a group to 2 groups a weekend, like a week, and they all get it. They all get the flashlights. They
Wow.
get the one thing the house is doing surprisingly well with is REM pods. I'll put a REM pod in the living room,
That is
one in the
interesting.
kitchen, one upstairs. And what they'll do is they'll ring the one upstairs. So you start to go upstairs to go see what's going on, and the one in the kitchen will go off. So then you forget this one and you go run down to the kitchen. And while you're running down to the kitchen, the one in the living room goes off. And it's like, gosh, you gotta chill out. You gotta relax a little bit. But then when you go into the kitchen with the REM pod, nothing.
Yeah. Just the one REM pod. Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like they're hoping to get your steps in.
Yeah, and I'm a big boy,
Oh, yeah. I think is that because they're playing with you or they're having a good time, or is that because they're trying to keep you from that area?
I have no
Right.
clue. I know
Right.
that there was 7 kids in the house.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Anytime we ask how many spirits are in the house, I usually get 12 or 13. So
Wow.
it's right there, 12 to 13 spirits. That's a lot of spirits in a little house like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not super small, but it's small enough. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Okay.
crowded in there. And then when we go in there with just 2 or 3 of us, I mean, it seems like it's
Right. I mean, you're taking your team in and it feels small just there, right?
yep. And then other people bring their group in and they'll bring 6 or 7. And it's like, you guys are overloading this. And then surprisingly, we had one group. She does like, I don't know how to explain it. They go to different locations and she brought 18 people and they
Holy
packed them into that.
Oh my
I'm like,
goodness.
I don't even know how you investigate in that. I think it's more just here's the house, walk through it, have fun.
Yeah. Even in a big location, that's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
They're a great group. Don't get me wrong. But it's just, how do you do it? There was nobody that, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. You just, the house makes so much noise that you can't,
Yeah.
there's
You
no
have to
way.
discount everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to go back and really listen for stuff because everything's going to be creaking and making noise and you don't know exactly if it was someone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even voices. I mean, there's men, women,
Yeah. But hey, as long as they're having a good time, right? And they feel
that's what I say, as long as everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. So you told me you'd been investigating for 20 years. You've obviously gone out to California. What are some other places you've investigated?
The Trans-Alleghenian Lunatic Asylum, West Virginia State Penitentiary. Is it? Yeah, West Virginia State Penitentiary.
Oh, lost him again.
I think an insane asylum is definitely on my bucket list.
Yes, Trans-Allegheny is definitely on there. That's something that we've always talked about. One of the questions I put out on the Unraveling page was, would you rather investigate an asylum or a prison? Asylum's one out.
Yeah.
And I think it's more people on that whole mental thing, What do all these different these disabilities, mental disabilities cause, or how do they connect to the paranormal?
And who knows how they were treated while staying there? Whereas a jail, like, you're going to jail, you're going to be treated a little rough. But mental institutions, it was a gamble on whether you were taken care of or not.
I think Donna's part of his group. She's over here saying they only have a few jails in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have, like here, we have the old territorial prison. So it's going to be frontier time. And then the older state prison, which is in a different town. But I mean, jails in Texas, where you're from.
Yeah.
There's so many. I have a friend who lives in Hallettsville, and the old Lavaca County jail is a place that you can go and check out. And I've heard great things about it, so
on the list.
It's on our Texas circle, of we can, but
yeah,
you can only take so much time.
Yeah.
We mentioned when Jason and I started the podcast, we thought we were a Tennessee podcast for a while because every team was out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And we're like, okay, so we need to go to Tennessee. But then it's like, okay, all these people mentioned all these cool places. Just like you. We've talked to you and you've mentioned so many cool places in Texas.
Yeah.
What was the last place you investigated?
Texas jailhouse for my birthday. So it was a jail, yeah.
And
so that was fun.
Talked to you just before that.
Yep. That was what I was gearing up for. And then we did it. It was fun. And there was cake. So, yeah.
You have to love cake.
Yes.
It's okay. Now you both have disappeared. If I disappeared, we lose everything. So let's not hope that happens.
I don't know what happened.
Well, this tends to happen, David. So when we start talking about spirits in some of these other places and locations, we've had like noises in the background. We've had stuff like this where it's electrical glitches. I don't know if you have seen Jocelyn, the haunted doll mom, on Facebook. She's out of Oklahoma. Well, we were talking to her and her connection was horrible. So she left, she came back on her phone, and next thing you know, the light, she has the room that she keeps all her dolls in, and then the lights just started flashing. So it's kind of a thing with podcasts, and this isn't the only paranormal podcast where I've seen this and heard this. It always seems there's something that can happen when you're talking the paranormal.
Especially electrical things, yeah.
One thing about me is I have a haunted doll.
Oh.
So it's probably not good that she's probably sitting next to the computer anyway. So
she's like, talk about me.
Yeah. Where did you pick her up at?
So you're going to laugh. I picked her up at a yard sale. She didn't look happy. I bought her at a yard sale.
Wow.
Okay. So then I brought her to a bunch of locations, just put her up as a thing for my TikTok. I don't know if we can say that here, but I did it for that, just a background, whatever. Well, then all of a sudden she'd start setting off the REM pods and the cat balls. And it's like, so then I have a video that I said, is the doll haunted? And the REM pod went off. So then it stopped. And then I'm like, is it a nice spirit? The REM pod went off again and then shut off, and then, so now it's just been part of our podcast and everything else that, everybody wants to see the doll and not me. So,
well, I think that's probably an investigator thing. All this stuff right here is either dirt, or stuff that we've collected from haunted locations. Jason and I always try to collect dirt from somewhere that we've been. We've talked about it before on the podcast. This bottle right here is from the Dumas brothel in Butte, Montana. They had crates of this whiskey from Prohibition days.
Wow.
So we were able to talk to David, the owner, and pick up a couple bottles for us. But I think that, haunted objects are something that, once you start investigating, I kind of look for them when we go places, but I don't know if most people do.
I'm the opposite. My home is my like sanctuary. I don't bring anything but like knowledge. I like collecting stories and memories, but I don't have items. No reason. I just don't.
Right. Sure.
So just so you guys know, I'm sitting in a shed. I'm not
Oh.
allowed to bring anything inside the house at all. Anything.
Oh,
So I have to leave everything out here. I do my podcast out here. It's air conditioned. It's beautiful. I mean, it's a big shed, but when I say shed, it's 41 feet long. So
oh, geez.
it's a big shed, but
That's big.
but I've made it like a man cave, and I also sell things online out of it. So so it's fun, but I'm not allowed to bring any dolls, or I'm not allowed to bring any equipment in the house. So
Wow. Yeah.
Well, Gina, my wife, is kind of our beacon and has that communication that we get through her from spirits. And I'm sure she'd let me know if I've brought something into the house. But at this point, with the things that I've collected, I have not brought anything in, knock on wood. But she's on vacation up seeing the newest granddaughter. And so, yeah, now tonight, I'm sure I'll hear something and be like, oh, why did I even say anything?
yeah.
We were talking when we lost you, we were talking about asylums and jails. And that was a kind of a poll we put out on the Unraveling page, and asylums kind of won out. But is Donna part of your team? You had mentioned Donna.
Yes.
Okay. Talking about Old Gilchrist County Jail with Henry Lee, and we had him on like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I was at the jail.
Okay.
Investigating. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just, he said they had someone that coming weekend. So that was probably you. Yeah. What a nice guy.
Yes, super nice.
I can't remember the gentleman's name that's like runs the stuff like in the jail for him.
Gosh.
Yeah. Super cool dude too. Like he was a detective in the area. He was law enforcement and like had great stories of it when it was a jail or when they.
I can't believe I can't think of his name.
Is it Greg Lawson?
No.
Oh, love him though.
I love Greg. Like listen to him talk. Boy, he's knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a new book coming out too. I just heard recently.
Oh, nice.
So, how was the jail for you? Because having Henry on, that place sounded exciting.
So doing what I do, we come across a lot of antiques and stuff. So we donated some stuff to the jail, some police badges, and we also donated a I don't know the proper name for it, but it's like a big record player from like the 20s.
Okay.
You got to hand crank it and you play the records.
Okay.
And we donated that, and then somebody donated a piano, and it was very active. I attempted to play the piano, and we got a lot of cat balls and flashlights go off, and then they did I don't know if you guys have ever done the Esty method, or is it the way to say it? Yeah.
Yep.
So we had two of them doing it at the same time, side by side, and it's funny, they were talking to each other. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. One would I would ask a question, this one would answer it, and then this one would be like, did you like that? And then she would answer something else, and it's like, wow, like, so I have an app on my phone that I play, and I get FU on the app, which I've never heard of a cuss word on an app before. But so I get FU. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the one doing the SD, she says FU.
Wow.
And I'm like, I mean, the app worked, and then she worked, and it's like, it was clearly working.
So they wanted to make sure you knew that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right. That is something that we have done as a team. Every location that we investigate, we use the SB11 because it's dual channel, and we do a double Estes. And it's amazing because like again, Gina is like the super antenna. Her and Jason together are absolutely crazy when we do this, and I stop asking questions because of that. They'll just start talking back and forth.
Yeah.
And it is cool to watch. One of the neatest ones is, Jason tells us, he goes, and we know he's like, I don't get stuff that pops into my head. And he's got this on, he goes, but I see this picture and there's this waterfall and there's these trees. And then Gina's like, he sees. And I'm like, what? And then it was going back and forth. Across the street from there, we investigated another museum across the street from that one. And it's funny how you had mentioned it earlier, because this is how I talk about it too. Downtown Cheyenne we're known as Hell on Wheels. The train stopped here as they built the tracks across the U.S. The train stopped here, and that's what built Cheyenne, the railroad. Mm-hmm. So we were a tent city, and then became a saloon town and an old West town and gunfights and all that stuff. But at this place, we were doing the double S's, and they mentioned, it's like people are lined up to talk to us. And it was like a carousel going around, and they'd get off and get on. And the next one would get off and get on. And you mentioned that earlier, where it was like people just coming in and out all the time, where you were
a revolving door.
Yep. At the school. So
yeah,
it's pretty neat that, we can be on almost opposite sides of the country, and that's what you're seeing at some of these places. There's so many spirits like in one place that you're getting this revolving door or a carousel effect.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So, they were talking that they have shadow figures at the jail, at the Gilchrist County Jail. Did you ever see anything?
No, but we did get a lot of EVPs, a lot of flashlight activity, a lot of EVPs. Like, we're still going through it. I mean, it's a lot. But we were in one cell, and there's one of the girls there that's investigating with me. I'm in the cell as well, so I mean, it's pretty tight to begin with. And then you got the cat ball going off, and then you hear this guy's voice come over an EVP, and I'm like, to think that guy was in there with us. Like, we were all packed in there, and it's like, ugh.
It sounded like you had a question.
I was just going to say, what were like the favorite EVPs that came through? Like, what kinds of things are they saying, or is it just casual conversation?
I don't want to sound bad. There's no casual conversation in the jail. It's all F off and get out and kiss off and, all that. I mean, we didn't get the nice little lady that said, come here, sweetheart. No, we didn't get that.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty mouthy. So,
Totally
and his name's
opposite.
Patrick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally opposite of those EVPs you're catching at the Plumb House, right?
Yeah, you don't get F off of the Plumb House.
Oh.
We did something pretty neat recently at the Plumb House. I had an old video that was on YouTube from probably the 50s of the family living in the house. And we actually blew it up and played it on the wall at the Plumb House, kind of like watching a family reunion kind of thing. And
oh, wow.
That was pretty interesting, because there's videos of the house and they're opening Christmas presents in the living room. I mean,
did that kick up any activity?
It did. It seemed like it seemed very quiet when we were watching the movie, but then the rest of the night was pretty active.
Like they were just watching it with you and then.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah. To be able to have a video at the location that you're filming or that you're at investigating.
And to see the people that actually own the house
that you're now communicating with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty neat. That isn't something you get to do everywhere.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you guys go to some of these places, and wouldn't it be nice to have a video of maybe that room being full with the beds and everything, and you can actually see the people that were living in there. And I mean, it's pretty neat. Kind of gives you goosebumps.
Yeah, I think about all the different locations that I've investigated, and like some of the stuff that you might be able to see, be it like a party going on or or like the Christmas where they're opening presents, something like that.
Mhm.
You know, that'd be so cool. Wouldn't want to see those brothel ones, but
No.
speaking of brothels, I see Myra over here in the comments. She's always over here. We had her on at the Haunted Aurora brothel. If you're looking for someone to investigate, that place sounds pretty cool. So over in Missouri. So what are your plans for 727 Paranormal? What do you guys have coming up in, say, the next year? What's your goals in the next year?
Well, I just talked to Henry, and we rescheduled the jail again because, like I said, it was just such an active night. So we are going to go right before Halloween. So we're scheduled for that. We have Chiefland Theater. That's in Central Florida. We're going to be going to that next month. And it's an actual theater, and we get to go in there. One of our good friends is getting us into the Cuban Club in Tampa. We're going to go in there in June. And then I have to get my daughter's graduating, so I have to deal with that in St. Augustine again. And it's sad because that's our last one.
Oh,
Yep, she graduates and comes home. So that'll be our last visit to St. Augustine for a while.
well, hopefully you get a good haunted B&B or Airbnb or whatever you do there and get some stuff for
Definitely.
your last one.
So Christopher, I see him making comments. He's with Underworld Ministries, and he investigates with me quite a bit at the Plumb House. He's probably one of those that's probably been there maybe 30, 40 times investigating it. So
Wow.
it's gotten to the point to where when we do the spirit box, they're asking for him.
Well,
Yeah. So
That's pretty cool.
I've done each house probably, and I'm not exaggerating, I probably did the house 300 times and maybe
Wow.
the school 300 times, I would say. Easy.
Wow.
But you got to
Henry's in
think I do the groups, so I have a group twice a week. Like
Yeah.
this weekend,
Sure.
I have 2 groups coming in, Friday night, Saturday night. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Henry's over in the comments. Henry, we're just talking about the Gilchrist County Jail, and what a cool building you have, and that David and his group are going to be there around Halloween. So hopefully they get lots of cool stuff.
Yes. The reason why I picked Halloween is there's no air in the jail, so it gets a little warm during the summertime. And
Been there.
not to sound bad, but I'm too fat for that. You know, I can't be up there dying, like, you know. But it's a very neat location. And from what I heard from Henry, I think they're working on getting air conditioning down by where the geez, I'm going mind blank.
Maybe he'll tell us
Where
in a
like
little.
the sheriff was, you know, not where he wants to keep the jail original, and then he's going to put air conditioning down where like the sheriff was, where they would have stayed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So I'd like to ask this of all our guests, and I think I even asked Tay when we had her on, bucket list location. If there's one place you could go to investigate, where would it be?
So one of our friends just went to Ireland,
Oh, gosh.
and she stayed the night in the castles. Like spent the night in a castle. How great is that? Come on.
Amazing.
I mean, that is cool.
That's,
Yes, come on.
I have 2 bucket list locations, one in the States and one overseas, and it's Ireland. This is the
Yep.
second person that I've now heard say they know someone that went to Ireland and did castles, and I'm just jealous. Lep Castle in Ireland. The clan, the father of the clan died. There was 2 sons. One was a fighter, one was a preacher. There was a church connected to the castle. And one Sunday, the fighter brother comes in and says, I'm taking over the clan. And they have a big fight. And it is now called the Bloody Chapel.
Wow.
And man, that place is just crazy. And yeah, Ireland is definitely on mine.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little, I guess at that point you would see how different it is to investigate with like spirits that are that old, right? I mean,
Mm.
you're 13, 14, 1500s at that point, you know?
Just the language differences would be difficult.
Right. Yep. So
So Henry Lee just said Tina. Tina's the one that went to Ireland.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so he just pointed her out. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yep.
If I had to pick a place in the States, I would say probably Nevada area. I mean, there's just so much old stuff. Henry did Nevada, like that area, and I'm jealous, you know.
hmm
That like the old the bird cage, you know, and OK Corral. I mean, that's just so old and so much cool
So
stuff, you know.
Tombstone.
Down in Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, I love Tombstone. I'm an Old West junkie. We've been to Tombstone many times. The stepson was stationed in Tucson. Now he's in Alaska. So Tombstone was kind of our go-to vacation for a while. And we'd be out there 1, 2 in the morning on Allen Street, and there's nothing going on. And you just get to sit there and take it in and see. And we've done, you know, the ghost tours at the Tombstone, at the Birdcage Theater. From when it started out as like 8 people to like the last time we went, I think it was like 30 people. And we stayed on the north side of Allen Street is the old China district. And we stayed in China Mary's old house. And she ran the Chinese part of Tombstone. So we did a little investigation there, and the gal that did that with us is like, okay, are you guys doing the birdcage? We're like, yeah. She goes, sit where you can see, because they do it backstage. So you're up on the stage, and there's the old Hearst, the stagecoach Hearst, and like all the cool stuff backstage. And she's like, sit where you can look down the stairs into the main room. And I'm like, we've never sat there. We've sat like straight back and on the other side. So we're sure to get those seats tonight. And we're looking down, and the whole time we're doing an investigation backstage, all you see is like shadows moving around out on the main floor. And it's amazing. Like that whole area is so cool.
It sounds like it. Are they big buildings, or are they smaller buildings, or what?
No, the Birdcage is it was a saloon. So you have a large theater. So you have a large area where they would have seats out. If you watch like the movie Tombstone, it's pretty close to accurate as far as like the Birdcage scene, as far as size. The backstage is a normal backstage. It's not real big. And then you go into the basement where the longest poker game was ever played, over like 3.5 years, 4 years. And it was $1,000 buy-in 1893.
Yeah.
So a lot of money. Still dirt floor. So when they put the floor downstairs, they wouldn't stop the poker game. So you have all this wood floor around where these 2 poker tables are, and then that's dirt because they wouldn't stop the poker game from put down floor. So pretty neat place, but it sounds like these places in Florida have just as much history, and you get some good investigations down there. And he's locked up again.
Yeah, we froze.
That's all right. Maybe he'll unlock. You are probably close to where you need to be for the night, right?
Yeah, we just made it to the hotel, so yeah.
Nice. Well, we will be watching Tay's Paranormal Adventure page.
Archives.
Paranormal Archives. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody says adventure though. It's funny.
Well, and I remembered Archives today, and yeah, I think it's just the way it rolls.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching that page to see everything you have going on over the weekend. I know you like to put up shorts and TikToks and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
we'll be excited to see all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything coming up. Like we've kind of taken a little hiatus and the last month and a half, 2 months. We have some stuff later in the year, but I think when Jason gets back from Vegas, we're going to start looking at a couple locations. Denver is like an hour and a half from us, so we're going to hit some places down there that we've been and hopefully
Yeah.
get some stuff out so people can see. And of course, we're here every week on Wednesday nights with a new guest. And, who knows? We may bring you back on again to guest host when you're not bouncing around in a car.
Yeah, I know. But it worked. It worked.
It did.
Yeah. Oh, he made it back. Yay.
David, thanks for coming on. The history, I was saying just before you locked up, the history that you guys have in Florida sounds like you have just as much stuff going on there as they do in like Arizona, Nevada area.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely going to make us look. We're just going to have to take maybe we do this. Maybe we rent a big bus and we throw some people on from the show and we start traveling and we just investigate all these places of these cool people that we talk to across the country.
That'd be cool.
They got some very cool locations.
Maybe
so many that I would love to visit.
We might have to DoorDash off the bus to be able to afford gas and stuff and keep paying some bills and stuff. But
every city we go to.
David, thanks for coming on. I know it was kind of last minute. I threw it out and you posted, and it's been great having you on. We look forward to seeing the stuff over on the 727 Paranormal Facebook page. I'm going to watch for that Halloween investigation because that jail is super cool. Yeah,
it's a very, very active location. And I want to thank Henry so much for letting us come in and investigate it. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to shout out just Christopher Cherry. Thank you so much. Donna, thanks a lot. Elizabeth, thanks for always coming out. And Clearwater Historical Museum, thank you so much. And thank you to my girlfriend because she won't let me in the house with anything. So whatever.
David, thanks for coming on. I'm going to throw you in the green room. We'll catch up with you. We're going to close out the show real quick.
Sounds great, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Tay, I hope you have some good investigations this weekend. Again, as we were talking, everyone needs to go to Tay's Paranormal Archives. Like that page. Go over to 727 Paranormal, like that page on Facebook. And we'll look forward to seeing what everyone's doing in the future.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for coming on and being a special guest host. It was good having you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Everyone, thanks for coming on and watching tonight. And we will be back next week and talk to someone new. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Unraveling the Darkness would like to thank Horn Paranormal Research for sponsoring our show. If you're craving more paranormal content, don't forget to check out our YouTube and Facebook channels at Way Out West Paranormal and Unraveling the Darkness. You can catch all of our episodes of Unraveling the Darkness on Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe as it helps others find the show and join in on the paranormal fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, keep your lights on, stay safe, and remember, the truth is out there, and it might just be closer than you think.